So hello everyone, this video is regarding the re reduced or deleted syllabus of physics for board examination of 2021, that is for session 22-21. So here is the notification released by Central Board of Secondary Education dated 8/7/2020. Press notice: rationale for reduction of topics in class 9 to 12. It has come to notice of the board through a section of media reports that the board's notification issued on 7/7/2020 regarding reduction rationalization of syllabus from class 9 to 12 has been interpreted differently. Contrary to some of the impressions being created, it is clarified that the rationalization of syllabus up to 30% has been undertaken by the board for nearly 190 subjects of class 9 to 12 for the academic session 2021 as a one-time measure only. The objective is to reduce the exam stress of students due to the prevailing health emergency situation and prevent learning gaps. So you have to keep in your mind that this reduced syllabus is only for session 2021, that is for this session or current session. The board has clarified that no questions shall be asked from the reduced syllabus in the board exam 2021 only. So you have to keep in your mind that there will be no any question from the deleted portion or reduced syllabus in 2021 board examination. Schools have also been directed to follow the alternative academic calendar prepared by NCERT for transacting the curriculum. Therefore, each of the topics that have been wrongly mentioned in media as deleted have been covered under alternative academic calendar of NCERT, which is already in force for all the affiliated schools of the board. It is again reiterated that the topics being mentioned as dropped are either being covered by the rationalized syllabus or in the alternative academic calendar of the NCERT. So in this notice there are two important things for physics students who are going to face board examination in 2021. First thing is that there is a reduction in syllabus for this session, and second thing is that, which is very important, there will be no question in your 2021 board examination from the deleted portion of the. Now let us see which portion is deleted from your syllabus. So deleted portion of physics, so all these topics are deleted, means there will be no question from these topics. Physics 042, this is the code for physics paper. In your board examination you will see that. Class 11, so first we will see about deleted portion of class 11 physics topics. So chapter 1, physical world. In chapter 1 the topics: physics, scope and excitement, nature of physical laws, physics, technology and society. All these topics are deleted from chapter 1 for the present session. All other topics will remain as usual. And from chapter 3rd there is no reduction in any topic from chapter 2. So next is chapter 3, motion in straight line. From this chapter the frame of references, motion in straight line, position time graph, speed and velocity. All these topics have been reduced, so you don't have to worry about these topics, but it is better to have a look at these topics also for your future. So next is chapter 5, there is also no reduction. in any topic from chapter 4. So next is chapter 5, laws of motion. From this chapter, initiative concept of force, inertia, Newton's first law of motion, momentum, and Newton's second law of motion, impulse, and Newton's third law of motion. Overall, you can say that Newton's law of motion, inertia, and concept of force and impulse. All these topics have been deleted, means you don't have to worry about these topics also. Next is chapter 7, system of particles and rotational motion. So from this chapter, statement of parallel and perpendicular access theorem and their applications. In this chapter there is two theorems. One is theorem for parallel axis and another is for perpendicular axis to measure the moment of inertia or to find the moment of inertia of a body. So these two theorems, perpendicular axis and parallel axis, which are used to find out the moment of inertia of a body, they have been reduced. So you don't have to worry about those topics. Next is your chapter 8, that is gravitation. So from chapter 8, Kepler's law of planetary motion, means all the three laws of planetary motion given by Kepler and acceleration due to gravity. These two topics have been reduced from chapter 8. Chapter 9, that is mechanical properties of solids, elastic behavior, shear, modulus of rigidity, Poisson's ratio, and elastic energy. All these topics have been reduced from chapter 9. So next is your chapter 11, thermal properties of matter, heat, temperature, heat transfer, conduction, convection, and radiation. So these three methods of heat transfer, conduction, convection, and radiation, as well as heat and temperature, all these topics have been deleted. So there will be no question from these topics in your board examination. Next is chapter 12, thermodynamics. From chapter 12, that is thermodynamics, heat engine and refrigerator. These two topics have been deleted, so you don't have to worry about these two topics also. Next is chapter 15, that is waves, fundamental mode and harmonics, and Doppler effect. These topics have been deleted from chapter 15. Practical. So no investigatory project and activity to be demonstrated. There were no necessity to present investigatory project and activity. 8 experiments club based on in place of 12 experiment. So in place of 12 experiment, there would be only 8 experiments. Thank you and have a nice day. I hope you understand very well. So these are the topics which are reduced from class 11. Now we will see the reduced topic from class 12. So from class 12, chapter 1, from chapter 1, which is electric charge and field, uniformly charged thin spherical cell and filled inside and outside the cell. This topic has been reduced. From chapter 3, that is current, electricity, carbon register, carbon code for carbon register, color code for carbon register, series and parallel combination of register. Overall you can say that registers, they have been reduced from chapter 3. From chapter 4, moving charges and magnetism, cyclotron. So you don't have to be worry about these topics. So cyclotron has been deleted. There will be no question from cyclotron in your board examination 2021. Chapter 5, magnetism and matter, magnetic field intensity due to a magnetic dipole, that is bar magnet along its axis and perpendicular to its axis, torque on a magnetic dipole, that is bar magnet in uniform magnetic field. So two topics, one is magnetic field intensity due to a bar magnet and another is torque on a bar magnet in a uniform external magnetic field. These two topics have been reduced. And next is your para, di and ferromagnetic substances with example electromagnets and factors affecting their strength and permanent magnets. These topics has been also reduced from chapter 5. Next is chapter 7, that is alternating current. So power factor and wattless current, these two topics have been deleted. So there will be no question from these two topics in your board examination. Next is chapter 8, electromagnetic wave, basic idea of displacement current. So displacement current, this topic have been reduced or deleted from chapter 8. So there is no need to study about these topics. But it is better to have a look about these topics also, because this is necessary for your future. If you want to face medical or engineering entrance examination, then all these topics are also necessary. Next is chapter 9, ray optics and optical instrument, reflection of light, spherical mirror, mirror formula. These topics are reduced from reflection. Next is scattering of light, blue color of sky and reddish appearance of sun at the sunshine and sunset, resolving power of microscope and astronomical telescope, polarization, plane polarized light, Brewster's law, use of plane polarized light and Polaroids. All these topics have been reduced from chapter 9. Next is chapter 11, dual nature of radiation and matter. So from chapter 11 only one topic, that is Davison-Germer experiment. This has been reduced. Next is your chapter 13, that is nuclei. So radioactivity, alpha, beta and gamma particle rays and their properties, radioactivity decay law, half time and mean life, binding energy per nucleon as its variation with mass. All these topics have been reduced from chapter 13. Next is chapter 14, semiconductor electronics, material devices and simple circuit. So Jenner diode and their characteristics. Jenner diode is a voltage regulator. These topics, or you can say that the overall Jenner diode based topics have been reduced. Practical, no investigatory project and activity to be demonstrated. So there is no necessity to demonstrate activities and work on investigatory project, but 8 experiment, there will be 8 experiments in place of 12 experiment. So these are the reduced syllabus from class 11 and 12 of physics. Thank you and have a nice day.